What's going on, everybody out there? Where we got another Starcraft 2 cast here. This is one of my own games, and it's a Terran versus Zerg. And in this one, I'm basically going to show you guys out there who are wondering how to beat a Zerg that makes a quick second hatchery on his natural. So, I think this is the second one that I'm casting of myself. I've got a third one showing the exact same thing that I'll probably post up right after this. So, you want to start out quick. Actually, also, I'm going to try to tell some Zerg players out there, if you're watching, how to beat what exactly I'm doing to you and how to counter it better. So, you're going to want to wall up against Zerg on every map most of the time, at least when you're doing a forward rush like this, in case your rush fails and he tries to counter you. So you're going to put your supply depot right on there at your 9th guy, or the 10th guy made, actually, is the best time to do it. You see the Zerg here, who's my opponent, and is Shaggy. Nice name. So we're going to see him go for his expansion pretty soon, once he gets 200, or 300 minerals, rather. And you're going to want to get your barracks down right before you get your refinery on the 12th guy. Now, since this is Xel'Naga Caverns and you already know where your opponent is, you could send a scout out a little bit later than usual. I usually send him about at 12 or 13 supply. And then at 13 supply, you're going to want to put your refinery down once you get that 75 minerals needed. And make sure you keep the production of all your SCVs up. So there goes that hatchery. And actually, I didn't know that he was going to do this, so I was scouting it out. Once I see it, I change up what I was going to be doing. You don't need to get a refinery if you don't want to. That is for later if you want to transition to tanks. So we see a little bit of harassment. That's not really doing anything, though. He was too late with his drone to come in. Now, if that happens, you're going to want to send one of your guys from the mineral line onto that drone, harassing your guy. Now, you're going to want 2 barracks for this to keep up your production of Marines. And the scout that you sent out earlier is going to be your forward builder once you see that second hatchery. Very important. If you ever see any overlords coming over around the world map, you're going to want to take them out. This is going to hurt Shaggy very badly, I think. Consequently, I also get housed because I'm paying too much attention to him, so that's not a good thing. Don't do that. Oh, newbie. This would have went a little bit smoother if I had not done that. But we see we're going to send out our forward building guys here right now. At about 2 Marines it makes sense to go. That's enough defense. I could have went even a little bit earlier because I had 3 Marines popped out now. You're going to want to throw a bunker down right outside of the creep. And you can see Shaggy can't see that on his world map. He could see a little past his creep, so you want to put it maybe a centimeter or so away from him. And this is really going to screw his economy up if you could get this hatchery down. That establishes map control for you, and usually a Zerg with map control is very hard to beat. That's why so many Terran players have a hard time with them. So the first bunker goes down, and he is in a spot of trouble right now. So we see he's going to build his spine crawler now. This will effectively stop the rush if he could get it up. And his queen is out. But with a bunker, it's very easy to stay away from that queen. So he's going to have to spawn some zerglings right away to try to counter this rush here. Now, taking out the queen is probably one of the most important things you could do in this. And making sure that you don't stray too far away from your bunker. Let's see, we still got 2 barracks pumping. Make sure you keep your SCVs going. And get a second bunker down if you can. Now, a lot of people send in 2 SCVs to build 2 bunkers at a time. I didn't do it in this one, but it is smart sometimes to do that. Now, what he's going to want to do is get a baneling nest down. And he does not have one yet, so he's going to try to take this over with just zerglings. But as you see, it's going to fail once you can get everybody into a bunker. Doesn't matter if he has 8 or 9. My units are not able to be touched. And this hatchery is going to go down, and he's going to be in a bit of trouble now. So he's probably going to, he's going to build a second hatchery so he can get more units out, and probably drop either a roach warren or a baneling nest. Roaches destroy marines in equal numbers, so... And what's important, you want to go straight into his base now and try to take it over if your rush succeeds. Still making sure, I take over this battle. Little micro queens off the creep, they move terribly slow, and you can micro kill them. But my SCV does go down, which stops this part of the rush. So I'm going to fall back and build up in my base. I'm getting a factory down. That's going to be useful for Hellions, because if he keeps on building these zerglings, Hellions can eat them. Another important thing to remember is to salvage bunkers that you're not using. You could get all the resources back that you spent on them, and if it's not doing any good, you should salvage it right away. So importantly, you're going to expand if your rush fails to completely kill him, which will happen as you tend to get higher up in the rankings. This will probably kill a lower silver gold player easily. As you see, he's still stuck in there and he cannot get onto his natural, so he's on only one mineral patch, and that's not good for a Zerg player that's playing against a Terran, especially when the Terran is going to his natural himself. So I transitioned into tanks this game. You can transition into... There's a salvage going off. You can transition into marauders if you want, but a lot of times they'll go mutalisks, so that's not smart all the time. So I decided a marine tank combo was what I was going to be doing here. You see, I do get eaten a bit, and Zerg can counter very strong. This is why you want to have your wall up. Very important right here. It'll give you enough time to build up enough marines that you could take out this small little Zergling army. And get a bunker down if you want. I didn't really need it. Now importantly, if he has Baneling Nest, he'll be able to Baneling bust that whole wall down. And that is not good, so you're going to want to get some SCVs down onto these buildings to repair as they come attack it. I did not have to, as I did not see a Baneling Nest this time around, so I just kept on building Hellions and tanks. And focused more on my marine builds. So we'll see he's getting a second hatchery here. He's still going Zerglings, and he hasn't gotten a Roach Warren yet, so he's going for map control with his Zerglings here. Probably trying to cage me in, maybe going to build a Baneling Nest soon to try and bust it down, which I think he does try, actually. Or it might be another game. So here's a Spire going down. No, in this game he actually goes for Mutalisks. For map control, they're very good. So we see the Hellions and Marines just eat up these Zerglings now, especially with the tank backing it up. He's going to have to run away, and I think I'm going to get a bunker down, and this natural will be safe for a little while. Let's see, he doesn't have any upgrades on his guys, so they are a bit squishy. He does have the speed upgrade, which is a must, of course, if you get rushed like this and you want to counter anything useful. So now you're going to want to keep on producing all your SCVs. He comes into a battle here, but he's not going to be able to take me out at all, because look at this, way too many Marines, a siege tank in the back protected, and bye-bye squishy Zerglings. You're going to want to keep up your SCV production at all times. Put up some defenses, a bunker. You don't always have to put it down. I salvaged that one so I could make this one. And of course you're going to want to get Stimpack. In this game I completely forgot to get Stimpack. I was going to make it on this one right here, a tech lab, to get Stimpack, but I forgot because I was paying so much attention to the game at hand that I was just not focusing. So we're going to see here, he is far behind me now. in population because of that rush, and this is very important because as Zerg goes on in this game, it gets hard to kill them, especially as a Terran. He's going to use his map control with Mutalisks and Banelings to just basically keep you in your base and stop you from expanding. So we see here he's got a bunch of Zerglings. Now, my Marines and tanks should be able to easily take these guys out, so he's going to have to run away. And he is basically exactly where I want him right now. Get a starport with a reactor down so I could get some more medevacs up. And they're going to be useful for dropping in his base after I hit him. And later we'll see I do a special little move with him to screw up his army even more. So he's trying to go here for another counterattack on my natural. Not going to be very useful though, because I do have guys defending back here. Once you have tanks up, Zerglings are not going to be very effective against them anymore. He's going to have to upgrade to another tech. Mutalisks, definitely, obviously. And I catch him off guard here. So, his army is not doing anything important at the moment. Houses once again. Now remember, if you ever get housed, what I do right here is I throw down extra supply depots with the call down extra supplies. Now you do lose a mule or a ComSat scan, but sometimes it's worth it if you want to keep production up. So we have a big battle going on here. Mutalisks and Zerglings versus Marines and tanks. There's no way he's going to be able to take this. Now Zerg, you really need Banelings. Against this army, you really need those Banelings to take out that, or at least, maybe not, if not take out, help you maneuver your army more, because there's nothing to take out this large ball of Marines and the tanks behind them if you only have Mutalisks and Zerglings. So, point in mind, if you are a Zerg player, make sure you get that Baneling nest first before you get the Mutalisks, unless you plan on doing some heavy raiding. But in this game, it's obvious that he couldn't, because I was all over his base. His second natural goes down yet again, and there we go with some Banelings. Now, once I killed the hatchery over here, I threw down some Marines into my medevac, and I took his spire down because I do not want to have to worry about those frickin' Mutalisks. They are possibly the most annoying unit a Terran can face against when he does not have turrets up. Besides Banelings, of course. And now he is screwed. He is going to have to rebuild that spire quickly if he wants to have a chance at building some more Mutalisks and getting into my economy. Now I don't have to worry about making any towers in my base, and I could focus on just attacking him. Now he's going to have to use these Mutalisks as defense, and they're really not good at defense specifically. They're not even good against other units. They're best for killing workers. And here is where Stimpak would come in very handily, so remember to get that at all times. I don't know what I was thinking. Now, Shaggy, is way behind in score here. We see how much damage that did, that first push to him. So he has those few Mutalisks left. I'm going to get a Viking out of the starport that I was making my medevacs in. And, of course, we should have expanded quicker. You never want to leave enough guys on your minerals that you completely stop mining ever. So move a couple guys off your main into your natural and build another command center on one of these, or even the high yield if you wish. Now, as you see, he has enough army to keep me out, but he does not have the economy to keep pumping these units. There's only 2 hatcheries, not enough drones to keep it up. I think I finally do get Stimpak here, yeah, right now, but it doesn't really matter as the game is almost over. As you can see, my army's pretty much way above his now. As we can see, resources, I'm gathering more. And my army's worth way more than his is. And always remember to keep his creep down. If you have Comsat, use it and kill these creep tumors here. Most of his units move quicker if they're on the creep, especially the queens, so you're going to want to keep them low at all times. And we have the GG. And that's that, folks. The TvZ bunker push. I hope you enjoyed watching. I got another one coming up, so stay tuned.